Hello, people of the internet. Welcome to the special report, your news and views program about geek gaming culture. Coming up in the show today, a bit of a sad story in order to report, but unfortunately it has happened. A shooter kills 4 and injures 11 and then pulls a gun on himself at a Madden 19 event at Jacksonville, Florida. Unfortunately, there is a lot to get to about this particular story. We'll try to get through all of it, and in order to be a little bit more positive, the OC Remix track of the day. My name is JD Shadow. This special report begins right now. Okay, so before I go into the story, please bear with me as this is still a developing story, so please bear that in mind as some of the facts are still unknown as of yet. I am actually going to take the safe route and read ad verbatim off of NBC News so I don't get any of the facts wrong, and I apologize if the facts are not all there yet. This is just as I know them right now and as many news outlets have known them right at this point of time, which is Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock on Sunday, so please bear that in mind. So with that in mind, let's get to the story. Unfortunately, it is not something that we really want to report, but unfortunately it is a sad reality in this day of age. However, it has to do with gaming as well, as the shooting in Jacksonville, Florida on Sunday afternoon after police report multiple dead at Madden 2019 tournament. According to NBCnews.com, it says, quote, police in Jacksonville, Florida reported multiple fatalities and many injured at Jacksonville Landing, a downtown marketplace that hosted a video game tournament on Sunday. They added that one suspect was dead at the scene as they continued to search. Jacksonville County Sheriff Mike Williams said that law enforcement had cleared the scene, and they are confident there is no other suspect. He said they are working to confirm the suspect's identity, but described him as a white male. He warned the public to continue to stay away from the area. Don't come downtown to spectate, Williams said. We do not need that. Williams declined to provide the specific count of fatalities and injuries until later in the day, but law enforcement officials told local NBC News affiliate First Coast News that 4 people are dead and 11 are injured. The sheriff's department said in a tweet, "We can't stress enough to stay away, many blocks away." Earlier, police had tweeted asking people to remain in hiding as SWAT searched the area. And Senator Bill Nelson chimed in the tweet of his own saying, quote, word of another tragic mass shooting in our state brings shock and outrage. Right now, law enforcement are doing their jobs under horrific circumstances, and it's important that people in the Jacksonville area heed their warnings. Williams said at a 4:30 p.m. press conference that authorities had secured the scene and had several witnesses. University of Florida Health said it had admitted 6 patients from the shooting, all but 1 who was in serious condition are in good condition. 3 people, meanwhile, were admitted to Jacksonville Memorial Hospital and are stable, according to a hospital spokesperson. The shooting appears to have occurred inside a pizza restaurant that includes a bar dedicated to video games and other forms of gaming. The bar was in the middle of hosting the Madden 19 Southeastern Qualifier Tournament, which comes with a $5,000 prize. Madden 19 is the latest NFL football video game put out by sports game publisher EA Sports. On a video of a live stream shared online, individuals playing in the Madden NFL video game tournament are interrupted by series of popping blasts and screaming. What's he shooting with? One person can be heard asking in the live stream audio. NBC News has not confirmed the authenticity of the video. Steven Jarvarsky told MSNBC that his son, who has the same name, had just made it into the final 4 of the tournament. But then this afternoon, Jarvarsky and his wife received a text from their son that said there had been a shooting and he had locked himself inside a bathroom stall. Jarvarsky said that his son told them, quote, if anything happens, I love you. That left the father feeling helpless. It's happened before to other people, the father said, who said his son made it out alive. You feel really bad and are glad it doesn't happen to you. But it seems like the law of averages today, sooner or later, you're going to be affected. Professional esports club Complexity Gaming say they were shocked and saddened by the shooting. Their player Drini Joga, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, an 18-year-old professional video game player was hit by one of these shots. Our player, Drini, was hit in the thumb but is going to be fine, the club spokesman has said. He goes on to say, quote, he managed to escape and run down the street to a nearby gym. He's currently cooperating with the authorities and we will be flying him out of Jacksonville as soon as we are given the green light from the officials on the ground. An EA Sports spokesman said that they are aware of an incident at the sanctioned Madden Championship Series competition in Jacksonville and said they were working with authorities to gather additional information. The spokesperson said it was a horrible situation and our deepest sympathies go out to all involved. Florida Governor Rick Scott, a Republican, said he had spoken to Jacksonville Sheriff Williams and offered any state resources he might need via the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. He said he had also spoken with the mayor. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said the president had been briefed and was monitoring the situation. Oh, good lord, what is he actually going to say? Okay, so anyway, now before we go any further, I do want to stress one particular thing, because I know there's been a lot of people who have commented on it, especially one particular YouTube commenter who is in a sea of controversy in of itself. Regardless of what you think about those particular people, if they are talking about this and they are saying their mind about this, please do all of us a favor and not bring up their own controversies. Let's stick to this controversy, because people are dead. There are people who are without family members today because of this. Can we please leave other controversies out of it, at least for right now? I mean, we can talk about other controversies in another time. We can talk about whatever it is at another time. Can we please stick to what is the big story of the day? Can we please stick to what is important right now? Which is, of course, these 4 people who are now dead, 11 injured after a madman, a deplorable person, decided that he was going to shoot up not a school but a gaming tournament. Because yeah, that's easier to shoot up, is it? That's very smart of you to do, right? To go to a place where you would think you are safe, where you think you are outside of the realm where this kind of stuff can happen, and then there's that one person who's going to prove you wrong. And from what I had gathered on another news outlet, the guy then went and pointed the gun at himself and killed himself, which is another common thing. Most of these people who go and shoot up these places, the Las Vegas shooting, the school shootings, they then turn the gun on themselves and pull the trigger. That way, the ultimate sacrifice to make sure that police don't get into the guy's mind to figure out just what is making him tick. I think there's only one person, and I forget what incident it was, that they caught the guy and detained him, and I'm not sure what happened after that. I would assume somebody in the comment section will tell me exactly who that was and what, if anything, they got out of him. But here's the deal. I know there's a lot of things about gun control and about the political spectrum and all of this other stuff that has to do with gun control, but Joe Rogan was right when he said we need to figure this out. We need to figure out what is going on. We need to figure something out, because we can't just keep letting this happen. I mean, at the very least, pretend you're doing something, because you're not even doing that much. You're not even doing that right, assuming you're doing it at all. When you have these things come up and all Congress can do is argue against each other about what's the best course of action. Oh, do we even need gun control? Well, of course we do. I mean, look at what's going on. Now we got Madden esports getting shot up. What is it going to take for people to wake the hell up about this? What is it going to take? Here's the thing. If you really want a gun, then you'll wait a little bit more for a background check. That's all they're asking for, is to have a little bit more thorough background checks. Isn't that hard? Do you have to be that impatient to own a gun? Are you that impatient? Are you that ready to own a gun that you're willing to go through those loopholes that people want to get closed up about the gun shows and all of that other stuff? And no, I'm not going to pretend I have all the answers, because quite frankly, even if we close up all these loopholes, there's going to be some people that fall through the cracks. There's not one perfect solution. However, the less opportunity you give people, the less chances of there with this type of thing happening. Something's got to be figured figure it out. We gotta do something. And I know people were sick and tired of saying, oh, thoughts and prayers go out to the loved ones of those affected. And yeah, sometimes that becomes cliched for, hey, we're not going to do anything about it. We're not going to do anything to make sure that doesn't happen again. But you know what? At the same time, I do feel as though that's the least we can do at this point in time until we can figure out what the hell is going on, is to make sure that we are sympathetic to the people who have lost a loved one, who have lost a family member to something like this. And it is heart-wrenching, and it's deplorable, and it is mind-boggling how this keeps happening at events where you think you are safe. And to be quite honest with you, this is a place where people were enjoying themselves. They were enjoying the thrill of competition, and all of a sudden someone shoots it up and wants to kill people? What motivation would you have to do that? Apparently this guy was a member of the tournament, and apparently he decided, hey, I'm a sore loser or whatever it was, and I'm gonna take it out on everybody, and I'm gonna bring a gun into the event. What's gonna happen now? What is gonna happen to make sure none of this happens again? Are we gonna have to be scanned with metal detectors, assuming that didn't happen here? Is that what's gonna have to happen? Are we gonna go through airport security like checkpoints at these events to make sure that we don't get shot up at these events? Are we going to have to look behind our shoulders every time we go to a TwitchCon or we go to an E3 or something like that? And I hope to God it's not going to produce copycats here, but we have to face reality right now. That's probably the new reality because of this. Because one idiot decided that he was going to take someone's life, or 4 lives, or maybe even more, assuming that the 11 injured don't pull through, which I hope and pray and I do believe they will. But that's the new reality that we're going to have to face here. And I wish that wasn't the case, but I can see it happening already. I can see they're already thinking about making sure that security is stacked tight. And it should have happened in the first place, but again, you're always going to have that one loophole. You're never going to be safe enough. You're never going to be safe enough. And there's still another problem that this guy created, is that a game like Madden would make someone that violent? No, I don't think so. But you know what's going to happen. The media is suddenly going to turn around and say, hey, you know what? This proves that games make people violent, because you know what the media is going to do. They always use these types of stories as a way to vilify gamers, because you know they don't like that alternative forms of media is taken away from their parent company's ability to earn ratings and therefore money. So that it's exactly what they're going to do. They are going to use this as a way to vilify gamers, or a particular subsection of gamers, in order to say, hey, these guys are evil, you don't want to talk to them. When this is just one particular idiot who decided to shoot things up. This was one person, not a whole gang of people who scared other human beings. And now the issue of gun control comes up again. The issue of games causes violence, correlation equals causation comes up again, which the latter is completely factually incorrect. We know it is untrue. Studies have shown that it's untrue, but people just completely ignore them because it's an inconvenient truth for them. And of course, we always talk about gun control, and yes, I know that is a 4-letter word with some people, but you know what? We gotta figure something out. We got to say something. We gotta do something, because whatever is happening now is not working. Here's the thing. If people are asking, hey, what is your solution for gun control? All we really have to answer to that right at the moment is anything is better than what we have right now, which is absolutely nothing. We have not lifted a finger past what we already have, and of course that's not working. Something in there is screwed up, and we have to figure out what it is. We can't just let that happen. We just can't anymore. And we said that during the Parkland shootings. And you know what? We had a huge battle with right-wing extremists there too. How many times are they going to see that before they realize, hey, this is not a partisan issue. Just get something done. I know that rights and privileges, yes, that is a thing, but we have to figure something out. We got to do something. something. This is a sad, sad time. This is a sad state of affairs. And I don't know if I'm saying all the right words. I'm not sure if I'm even saying what I need to say. I'm not sure if I'm saying what I have to say in order to make things click. I'm not sure if I'm saying the correct words. I don't know, because again, things are still developing. Things are still being figured out in this particular story. And to be honest with you, this is one of those things where no matter the solution, somebody's going to slip through the cracks. But the less cracks there are, the less chance of somebody finding a crack to slip through. And I know that's a stupid analogy, but it's an analogy that I think will work here. And yes, hearts and prayers go out to those affected. I know that's not nearly enough in order to make sure that doesn't happen again, but it's the least we could do to make sure that people are aware that we do have some sympathy and some compassion for stuff like this, to make sure that, hey, we're thinking about them and we're trying our best to do something about it. And if people would just get out of the damn way and let us figure this out without resorting to vitriolic behavior and all this other stuff to keep us from figuring this out, because of course it's all about the liberals, oh my god, then we might get something done. Quit making this a partisan issue all the damn time, because the more you make it a partisan issue, this type of stuff will keep happening. They will punish you by doing this, and then we have to talk about it again, and then we don't do anything about it again, and we'll keep saying, oh, video games are causing this, and they'll go to that excuse to not even say gun control. Hey, we need to exist. Japan has strict gun laws. They don't hear gun crimes happening in Japan, and you know what? No one complains there because they know better. Again, I don't know if I'm saying everything correct or anything correct, but the bottom line is we gotta do something, and we have to make sure that we show sympathy toward those people who are affected while saying that, hey, we are trying to do something. We are trying to get Congress to do something. If they would lift a finger without resorting to back and forth bickering about which side is right, and to please get something done. We are trying our best, and yes, I know it is hard, but we got to do something. We got to do something. And shame on anybody who uses this as a way to further their own agendas, whether it be a financial agenda or a political agenda, be it as it may. This is just disgusting. That's the only real big adjective I can say to this. This is just plain disgusting. I'm tired of seeing stuff like this. Something needs to happen. Somebody's got to do something. That's going to do it for this edition of the special report. I'm sorry that this is kind of a depressing story, and hopefully we don't hear anybody else that was hurt by this idiot that did this. Of course, if you like what you see, please go ahead and hit that like button. It helps me out a lot. Please be sure to subscribe for more Geek Gaming Culture. I put out videos whenever I can. Before I go, let's do the OC remix track of the day, because we need a little bit of positivity right at the moment, right? And unfortunately, I did not find any particular tracks that fit this particular story, so let's just do one from a game that I had enjoyed back in the day, Final Fantasy XI, my very first MMO. Had a lot of problems with it, but it has a lot of memories that I still have within me. This one is called While Sandioria Sleeps. It is the remix by Kabuki Bear of the town track for Kingdom of Sandioria, which is where the elf people seem to live. I think I actually rolled a elf character, or a human character, I think I did, and I went to the Kingdom of Sandioria. So yeah, there you go. So this is called While Sandioria Sleeps. This is a softer track. I hope you enjoy it. The name's JD Shadow, and yes, that just happened.